Today it is time to pay tribute to a legend.
Apollo Creed, Dylan, Chubbs Peterson, and Action Jackson.
You may know him by all those names, but we know him, of course, as Carl Weathers. Today we want to pay tribute by going through one of Carl's legendary workouts, the one that he got the physique for Rocky, and of course he carried through with other legendary roles such as Predator, which really was the movie that got me and Brandon into the gym. So we're going to try our best to make it through his workout, paying tribute in the process to some of his most iconic roles. We hope you can join us. Let's do this. We'll miss you, Carl. This pump is for you.
So one thing Carl talked about is he was first and foremost an actor. He didn't compare himself to a bodybuilder, even though he did have more of a bodybuilding physique. He was an NFL star for the Raiders. I mean, this guy was a tank. He was extremely built. But that doesn't mean just because you have a physique like that you can't reach out to other people for help, which he did with Vince Gironda, which was an excellent trainer and bodybuilder himself back in the day. He used him to get prepared for his Apollo Creed role and carried on into other roles as well.
It does have a bit of controversy towards it. You'll see a lot of the old schoolers in the 70s and 80s use it, but not really a popular exercise with today's generation. One thing I really appreciate about Carl, and again you saw a lot more with the older generation of actors, is he built his physique as an athlete first before transitioning into acting, of course, playing for the Raiders, which as a kid, I mean, everyone liked the Raiders. I didn't even watch football, and I thought that team was cool just based upon the logo and the danger they had around them. We weren't allowed to wear their clothes in school due to possibly, the connotation of maybe being affiliated with a gang. So right away, there's that danger element right there. And knowing Carl played for them gives him just that much more mystique, which is a cool thing. And that's the thing, going back to the old schoolers, you would have these guys, let's say maybe Carl, he's a football player. A lot of the other guys, maybe they fought in Vietnam, World War II. They had a long, varied history before becoming an actor. Carl was in the same boat. So he didn't have to bulk up, but he was already had the foundation. He just continued to build and refine it as time went on. Oh, man.
We're off to a good start, Carl. This is feeling good. Carl did have those cap delts. He had good delts. He looked like an athlete. I'll never forget in Predator.
The pump covers are going away.
They were pumped, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and you could see it, man. Those guys were in incredible shape. And Carl actually talks about this behind the scenes of Predator. You know, those guys going to the gym at 3:30 in the morning, and it was that healthy competition, that camaraderie that was built behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes. They see each other working out, you know, they're like, wow, Arnold's getting his pump. Carl's like, well, I gotta get mine.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I go, this guy's got the biggest arms in the world now. I gotta kind of beef up here. I gotta pump up a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool hearing those stories, and it just motivates you to do the same. Now, the pump cover's coming off.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
This is my Dylan moment right here.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, of all the characters in Predator, and there's many legendary characters, I would have to say Dylan is probably my favorite because he had that arc, man. Not only that, he had the redemption arc. It was, you could tell he missed that camaraderie. He was a pencil pusher.
The CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
He missed those days. He screwed up big time in the beginning of the movie.
You said it's all bullshit. All of it.
But he redeemed himself in the end. And every time I watch it, I'm just a little bit bummed out, man, because you wanted him to be able to take him on. He had that chance, but it went to show just how powerful the Predator is. That's why, in our opinion, it's one of the greatest action movies ever made. Of people transitioning into acting in Predator, you had a former Mr. Olympia, a Navy SEAL, you had an NFL player, a Vietnam vet. I mean,
a porn star. I can't forget that one.
You had everything.
That was funny.
There was so much testosterone on screen. I mean, you can just watch it and get some of that, man. It's like vapor waves or something. It worked for us as kids. We were doing push-ups. We watched the TV edited version. So when we finally got to watch the unedited version, it was like a whole new movie, man.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the way it needs to be seen.
It does.
You know, maybe not if you're a young kid. It might be a little too extreme. But I mean, once your balls drop,
exactly.
Well, when you watch the movies, that's what makes you.
That's
your
true.
balls drop.
That's what happened. We went through puberty watching Predator.
We did.
Imagine doing this every morning, 5 a.m. You got all those other guys. It's that big competition. You got that big day of shooting ahead of yourself. That probably would have been a really fun set to be on. In fact, too much fun. Because I think when Arnold was governor, he came out with a quote of saying he had a little bit too much fun on those sets. I don't know what that
I
is.
know, did he actually say that?
He did.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that. All right, we got the dumbbell lateral raises, and a lot of times it's all about visual. Being a bodybuilder, being an actor, being an action hero figure, you want to look a certain way. Bigger shoulders, bigger back, gives you that nice V taper. So you can see why they're including exercises like the dumbbell lateral raises. These are the tricep pullovers, so it's kind of a combination between a pullover and a tricep extension. These are great, and I mean, you're getting a little bit of lats, but the triceps are really gonna help with that shoulder extension. So as you're kind of giving that shoulder extension with the pullover and then the extension with your elbow joint, kind of like a double whammy there for the triceps. Excellent exercise. I love these old school exercises and discovering new ones. Definitely a new favorite of mine for sure.
Ooh. Ooh. Not only was Carl the warrior in movies such as Rocky and Predator, he transitioned to more of the mentor, like in Happy Gilmore as the great, late Chubbs Peterson. And then, of course, The Mandalorian as well, which he actually directed some of the episodes. And I have to say, I only saw the first season, but he was the best part. Great comic timing, great character. We'll miss you, Carl. This pump is for you.
You know, I like this workout. As you can tell, it's prioritizing the most important parts of the body. Shoulders, triceps, biceps, back. You know, those are the muscles that count. They can make your body look its best. And of course, on screen, you want those arms.
Gotta find that eye. Really, we're all just doing this to end with that handshake, man. If you want to get a look into what he had to do to prepare for that scene, you're looking at it. A lot of bicep curls.
Oh yeah. I mean, I gotta say this. It's probably a little intimidating doing something like that. Obviously, Arnold, a bodybuilder, one of the most well-known bodybuilders of all time, and you got to do a scene like that with guy that he was known for his bicep development. But Carl, man, he stood right up to him, boom, owned it. So badass.
You do see how Arnold got the peak.
He got the better view.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah, Arnold had the camera right on this.
It was oiled.
Your biceps never looked quite as good this way.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing. I just want to take a moment to give a big thanks to TLF Apparel for making this video possible. We're wearing their clothes. We love their stuff. It fits great, especially if you're in the gym, man. There's nothing better. Check out their website, tlfapparel.com, and use code TLF-buff for 15% off.
Big forearms, big hands. These are all factors that are associated with big, powerful figures. When you look at old sculptures, like Michelangelo, Rodin, you see these guys and their forearms are just so muscular and big, and their hands are big as well. And that signifies power, strength. So doing something like wrist curls, of course, is building your forearms, part of the arm, and that is going to signify strength and power.
That handshake-worthy arm is almost there. We need a couple more sets, but we're getting close.
Second to last exercise, very interesting exercise. I've actually never done this one. Hitting the legs, the only leg exercise that we're doing today, and it's one that really doesn't feel super leg intensive, just body weight, but you do get a nice hamstring stretch. It might be more of a mobility for Carl. I'm not sure why they programmed it in, but it is explained that Carl did more exercise than just frog squats. He did leg extensions, he did leg press, so he definitely worked his legs. But in this particular day, it's something a little bit easier like frog squats. This is the last exercise, heel raises, or more commonly known as calf raises. We're just gonna use a barbell, feet flat on the floor, raising those heels all the way up, boom, hit the calves. We've just completed Carl Weathers' workout, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorites.
Carl, thank you for all the great memories. We're going to continue to honor your legacy by watching Predator at least 15 times a year, in addition to all the other classics.
Oh, yeah.
Love the body of work. Thanks for inspiring us. I mean, one of the originals who got us to where we are now.
Absolutely, and we're gonna send it off with an epic handshake.